Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Global Cap FX. Happy Wednesday. Today is Midweek Reversal Wednesday. Before we get into the charts, I just firstly want to say thank you for all of you people who have subscribed, liked, and shared my YouTube channel. My goal here is to simply just provide solid content that can help you learn a little bit more about investing for yourself. Now, at the end of the day, this is not financial advice. I do want to let you know that two videos prior to this, I did release some very cool information that will allow me to provide that financial advice at some point at the end of this year. So if you haven't seen it, make sure that you go ahead and take a look at the video in the description or after this video at the very end. I'll leave it as a thumbnail so that you can click on it and watch it. But very big news to cap off the rest of this year. Now, secondly, I did a video yesterday for Technical Tuesdays and talked about supply and demand, support and resistance line, support and resistance lines, and then also how, with financial institutions occasionally overextending themselves, liquidating stop losses for people's trades before continuing in the true direction of the market. That was a very, very quick, straight to the point video. Wasted no time, got straight into it. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and look at the video that says Technical Tuesday 8/16, and you'll be able to find that in the channel. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let's get right into the charts. Let's go. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So when I'm referring to midweek reversal, it doesn't necessarily mean that swings or reversals take place at the exact moment that we're in the middle of the week. It's not what I'm saying. Um, what I'm saying is that when we look at the market, we understand that there are impulses, and then there are corrections that follow it, and then obviously there are more impulses. Now, if we understand that, then we should also know that if price is making a certain movement at the start of the week, while we know what the trend is, in this case, we're looking at gold overall. We're looking at an uptrend here. The the goal here is to see what the market has done up to the point of when the week started. Okay. So the week started on the day of the 14th, Sunday. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the last 5 days have been starting on the 14th. Okay. So here's where we're at. It starts right here and it ends all the way down here. All right. So ever since the week started, guys, it has been going in a downtrend. For those of you who like to look at three levels of drop, this will be a prime example of three levels of drop. We have one, two, three. Some people like to call it the Elliott wave retracement. Other people like to call it three levels of drop, whichever you prefer, right? And after it gets to that third level, that's when we need to start looking to see if price is in a certain area where in the past institutional moves have made a push in a certain direction. In this case, we're looking for a quote unquote midweek reversal. So, we're going to take into account that we are down here near a demand zone where price has proven that there is not enough strength to break through this zone. We've created some higher lows with these two right here, followed by an impulse up. Price came back down right here, actually liquidated the previous low, took out people's stop losses, and then all of a sudden pushed back to the upside. So what I see here is that price in this scenario made one final drop before the ascent to the upside. And that drop consisted of this move right here, top to bottom. If we really think about it, if we went into like the 4 hour, maybe the 8 hour, and looked at this, let's just circle this right here, this area right here, put a box around it from bottom to the point where it came back and matched where the impulse down started. Let's go to the 4 hour and see what happens. All right, so you got one candle here representing the impulse down, and then you have another three candles here that essentially engulfed. Let's go ahead and check it out in the 6 hour. All right, you see that? So now we're looking at an engulfing candle encapsulating the impulse, the final move down. So what I'm anticipating is at some point in here, I'm looking for price to start making a signal, start giving us a sign to go back to the upside. And ironically, it's Wednesday going into Thursday, 10 p.m. on Wednesday right now, the 17th, going into tomorrow. So I'm gonna keep an eye out, for something to take place. And when you're looking for something to take place, it really just depends on what kind of confirmations you like to see as a trader. I like for price to, fill in areas where corrections didn't really take place. I actually put this horizontal line right here to represent that, there was a small area right here that I believed needed some mitigation. Mitigation is another word for filling in or correction. So price did actually happen to tap into that earlier this morning. So now I'm just waiting to see what it's going to do. As of right now, if I went down to the 15-minute time frame, we have this impulsive move to the upside here, which is a sign of strength in comparison to this sideways movement that we had right here. So I would mark this final move right here as the demand zone potentially, and then this move up would be the sign of strength or the initial impulse. Now, what price likes to usually do is it'll eventually come back down to this area right here where the first impulse took place, and then we would be looking to set up to go even higher, creating newer highs. And then also a good sign here is that this wick right here liquidated any stop losses that were above this zone right here. Excuse me. Right. That were above. Can't make a horizontal line clearly right now. Jeez, struggle bus. There we go. Liquidated that and then pushed back down. See that? So that's a good sign, but it's giving us a signal showing that it wants to go higher by creating a quick new high. And then, now we're back down here where the initial impulse started. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to put our stop loss below the low. If you want to be ultra conservative, you would put your stop loss below this area right here, this candle. So that would be about 1,000 pips roughly. But our target, oops, if you were to get in right now anyway, your first target would certainly be right here where this engulfing candle took place. So about be about 1,500 pips. But overall, based off what happened here, I would like to see it come all the way up there. If it did, we'd be looking at a 3,000 pip move. That might take a little bit of time. It might go into next week, but at the end of the day, the purpose of this video is to give you another method of confirmation that we could be looking for a reversal or a swing in the true direction of the market, especially if, the last few days have been in a corrective mode. So I hope you found that valuable. If you have any questions or thoughts that you'd like to share about what midweek reversal means to you, or if what I said made sense, feel free leave a comment, okay? And I'd be happy to respond. And if you haven't joined my free online course where all of my students are joining in, jumping in, and taking part in the development of one another, jump in. We'd love to have you. With the first video that I mentioned, that I'll be leaving at the very end of this video as a thumbnail, I talk about some big plans that I have intended for Global Cap FX and all the students that decide to jump in and interact with us now. So again, don't forget, right when we end this video, make sure you tap that next video and you'll see what's popping off by the end of this year. So thank you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the comments, subscriptions, and all that great stuff. It just tells me that I am providing some kind of value that you can take and implement in your own strategy and increase your chances of being profitable in the market. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.